Hello, beautiful people out there. This is Barrister Ukonu, and I welcome you back to today's series, Brainbox series. And today's series will be considering the topic titled "Live in the Moment." Do you know we need to live in the moment, so the moment doesn't pass you by without you noticing, and you start regretting it in the future and reminiscing it as your past. That's why we need to note that our life is what our thoughts makes it. What is your thought making your life to look like? That's a question we need to ask, and therefore we need to answer it within ourselves. We need not disturb ourselves by imagining our whole life what at once, says Marcus, a great philosopher. He said, don't disturb yourself by imagining your whole life what at once. And that's why we need to stop burdening yourself with weight that are not yours but to carry. And that's what we need to do, because we need not burden ourselves but with weight which are not ours but to carry. Because when you do that, you see yourself being you see yourself you see yourself being dragged backward, because you are carrying a weight that is not yours. You are carrying burden that is not for the present, and that's why you lose out in the present moment. Now we need to live in the present. You deal with whatever comes when it does, and not thinking about it in a holistic manner. You need to enjoy the very moment what you are in, because it's the only reality that you have. There is no other reality that we have apart from the very moments that exist right now. So what are you doing with that very moment? The same past you're regretting about was once a present for you. What did you do about it? Now, do you want to also let the very moments that you have right now to become a past that you start looking into and start regretting about, and also neglecting what's the future or overthinking what's the future? And that's why we need to live in the moment, because there are different set of people. There are those who live in the future, thinking about, worrying themselves about what the future will hold, what kind of problems am I going to face in the future, what are the challenges that are coming my way, and they all think about all sorts of worry themselves about situation or things that are going to unfold in the future, and not strategically planning about the future on how to embrace the things that they will meet. It's two different things of strategically planning and worrying yourself about the future. These are two different things. When you worry, you're not making any headway in the future. But when you strategically plan about it, then you are making a headway into the future. Now, the one thing we need to know that there is need for introspection, but we don't need to introspect at the same time losing the present and eating into the future, because the key lies in striking a balance between introspection and future thoughts, thereby avoiding excessive mental weight. Although introspection and planning the future hold great value, that's one thing we need to know. It holds a great value, but getting stuck in a never-ending circle of reliving the past errors, and at the same time being afraid of the future, the uncertainty in it can be mentally devastating, because that's what a lot of us do. A lot of people do that. You relive the past, and also giving yourself that mental stress of what the future is going to hold, worrying yourself about it instead of planning towards it. And that's where the mistake comes from. Now, you don't always need to be thinking about what's suffering or how many evil might possibly befall you. All you need to ask yourself instead is that each present circumstance, what is there about this that is unendurable, or what is there about it that is unbearable for you? These are the questions you need to be asking yourself, because these are proactive questions that will propel you into the future, while you are trying to live in the moment, while you are trying to live in the present, without neglecting the present and allowing it to turn into the future the past you will in turn regret in the future. And that's why it's very important for us to live in the moment, to avoid stress. I was trying to imagine everything at the same time. I know I would have lived my life this way, I would have done it this way in the past, I would have done it this way. It changes nothing, and it eats away your present, now dragging you backward when you get into your future. And that's what we need to avoid. It gives you that mental stress, it gives you anxiety, and it makes you not to think proactively on how to deal with present situations, on how to what deal with the introspection, and also manage it what into aligning it with your what with your future. And that's why we must live in the present. How do we need to do that? We need to note when when those thoughts are creeping in. Then you nip it what in the bud. And when you nip that in the bud, it enables you just gives you the act of a detective. Detect when those thoughts are coming in, nip it in the bud, and you realize yourself living in the present and trying to be proactive, because you're trying to live for what the present offers in order for you to project yourself better in the future. You can achieve anything. When you see yourself being laid back, ask yourself, how am I living in my present? What am I doing currently? Am I really utilizing the present that I have, or I'm reminiscing on the past, reliving my past all over again, allowing introspection to eat into my time instead of living in the moment, savoring the moment. Look at what you can do with what comes in the present, then advance it to a better future one for yourself. You can achieve anything you set up for yourself to achieve, but it all depends on your thoughts and how you make use of the present moments that you have. Now that's why it's been said that yesterday is a cancelled check, tomorrow is a promissory note, and today is the only note that you have. And you need to live it wisely. You need to spend it wisely, because with that, you're able to find a better future when you get into that future, because you have already aligned yourself with each day, passing day as it comes. And in order for you to get the best out of it, to strategically move yourself into the future that you so desire for yourself. It's impossible to attain any height in life. Because impossible always say, I am possible. Activate your will today.